Greetings and welcome to I Hate Mondays, episode 11. I am Michael and I'm joined with...
And Mahi.
Thank you for listening to the previous episode. Thank you everyone who left a review, a like, a comment, just follow, subscribe, whatever.
Yeah, we see you and we appreciate you. Yay. Are you ready for this episode today?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to remind you guys that we're not professionals. We're not police people. We're not jurists. We're not lawyers. We're not social workers, psychologists, anything like that.
We're not gurus.
No. Yeah, we forgot to mention that. Yeah, hi, it's me doing the episode today because Michael had something to do that he couldn't work on his episode.
Yes, I was trying to pass an exam.
Did you pass your exam?
I did.
Cool.
With flying colors. I just wanted to focus on that and get that out of the way. So then, because then my brain would just be more concentrated on the exam than.
That's fine.
Than writing the story.
That's totally fine. So for Michael's fans, he's gonna be back the next episode.
Yes.
Well, he's there, but I mean,
I'm here, but
tell him the story.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me start this back. Last episode we were in BC. Now I'm bringing us back to Montreal, to a neighborhood you know pretty well, Michael. Can you guess which one?
NDG?
Nope.
St. Henry?
Nope.
Point St. Charles?
Yes.
I should have just started with that.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna go by order of.
Oh, where I lived?
Yeah, but you did not.
I kind of went backwards.
Ish, because you went like second, third, first.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay. So, well, you lived there for what, a year?
6 months or so.
Oh, okay. Well, that was in like recent days, but back in the 80s, Pointe Saint Charles, like you lived there. I never lived in Pointe Saint Charles. I mean, I've been to Pointe Saint Charles, but I never lived there. So
it's nice. You get to see downtown.
Yeah, it's a nice neighborhood. It's a pretty nice neighborhood.
Little fun history lesson. Before it was called Nortel, it was called Northern Electronics. Their OG original manufacturing building is still there, and it says it on in the front.
And for those who don't know, Nortel was a telecommunication
manufacturer.
Yeah. So, well, you're kind of saying what I was gonna say, but back in the 80s, Pointe Saint Charles was a working class neighborhood, like mostly, because, as Michael said, there was a lot of factories there, a lot of different type of factories. Like you can still see them.
It still looks like a factory kind of place.
Yeah, like especially like on Saint Patrick.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot there. That's like where they are, like along the
canal.
The canal, which makes a lot of sense because before stuff were brought by boat, and it was brought on the canal. So Saint Patrick is the street right by the canal, so it's easier to ship in stuff or gather your equipments from the boat when the boat is just there. Holy moly, that was hard. Okay. But yeah, back in the days, it was mostly like a poorish neighborhood. I would say it's not the most gentrified neighborhood yet. I mean, like, I would say like the Centre, which is like the main street, has more shops. Like, there's this like cool shop that we go for our dog paws. Like, they have cool, like, really good products for dogs. There's like coffee shops. There's like nice restaurants, but it's like still there's like old apartments still standing there, and some are not in the greatest conditions. And yeah, there's still some. Well, I mean, there's still affordable housing and apartments there, but there's also like still like a more poorish population. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. No, I'm not saying that like condescending way. Like, I'm not saying that it's not that gentrified because I want everything to be gentrified, because I think that then where the hell do the people who make less money are supposed to live?
Right. But I feel like some of the apartments are modernized.
Yeah, a lot of them are, and I feel like there's a good amount of condos on the canal. Am I wrong?
I think so. I remember when I would get off the metro and then walk to my place, they were building a condo. There was also a Desjardins, for those who don't know, that's a bank. And I remember it was like still active, and then I think when I left and when we go to the pet store, they left, and now I think they're just repurposing it as like a condo. So yeah, it is getting nicer. Is that the word?
I don't know. But I would say there's, because back in the days, like there was worker there, but workers were their family also. So I would say there's still a good amount of families living there, or like students. I remember when I was in university, a lot of people would live there because it was more affordable. And they have like those big apartments. Those like nice, big Montreal typical apartments. Like it's a 6.5 or a 7.5, so you can have like many roommates.
Right.
I'm saying many roommates. I mean, there's a certain...
Yeah, three roommates.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5 roommates. Anyway, we're getting away from...
Yeah, we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah. So let's get back. So the story is happening in Pointe Saint Charles, but the family we're talking about lived in Verdun. So Verdun, kind of like Pointe Saint Charles, was more like a poor neighborhood back in the 80s. It was also the working class, but it was a little bit more like suburban than Pointe Saint Charles, because there's not really a lot of factories in Verdun, and it's a little further. It's mostly residential streets. There's like different parts also in Verdun. There's like the old, more poor part, which is now super gentrified. Like Wellington, when I was a kid, was completely different than it is right now. Like we would go buy some really cheap clothes and some pretty cheap stores. And it was like a certain type of shops, and now it completely changed. There's like a ton of shops and restaurant and like eco-friendly, zero waste shops, like bread shops, a really nice library. Anyway, I'm not here to promote Verdun, but even though it was not like the richest neighborhoods, they were rather safe. There was a lot of families that I said, and there was a lot of kids playing freely outside. And like when I was a kid in the 90s, but I would ride my bike to Verdun in the parks, and it was pretty chill. Like I never felt
unsafe.
No, never. And like I'm a pretty aware person, and as a kid I was really cautious. Like I was not like reckless. I mean, I did probably reckless stuff, but I mean I was really cautious still because my parents taught me to be careful. But I never felt unsafe ever. And we were just in the street all day, and nothing ever happened. And we would go to the dépanneur and whatever. Anywho, so all this to go to our story. Have you ever heard of Tammy Leakey?
Nope.
Okay. Well, in 1981, Tammy was 12. Tammy was a quiet girl with long blonde hair and silver frame glass. She just moved to Verdun with her 8-year-old sister Donna and their mom Elizabeth Betty O'Connor Leakey. I'll call her Betty. After she got divorced. The dad, I'll say it later, but the dad went to live in Toronto, and they moved in Verdun at 339 Fifth Avenue in Verdun. 2 months after moving, on March 12, 1981, Betty went with her 2 daughters to visit an old friend in Pointe Saint Charles, Bonnie Tapp, who lived with her daughter Cindy. When they got to the house, like they've been catching up. Like it's been a while; they haven't seen each other. I'm not quite sure where the family lived before moving to Verdun. So Bonnie offered Betty some coffee, but she remembered she was out of milk. So she asked 12-year-old Tammy to go to the dépanneur chez Bert.
Is it still there?
I think it is, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the corner of Coleraine Street and Liverpool Street. No? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, for people outside of Quebec, a dépanneur is like a little corner or convenience store. Small, usually pretty small. And they're like every other corner of street in like residential areas. Where you can buy essentials like milk, bread, newspaper, the Lotto, alcohol, cigarettes, juice, name it. They have it. Like toilet paper, anything essential you can have. And they're open like earlier and later than like pharmacies or grocery stores. So if you need milk at 7 a.m., you can go. And if you need
poo paper
at 11 p.m.
Well, the one from ours closes at 11.
Well, some closes later, like Couche-Tard here. Some are like 24 hours.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a convenience store. Candies, too. Anyway, so, yeah. So, the dépanneur is located more than a block away from Bonnie's house. Which is not super far. I mean, yeah. So Bonnie also tells Tammy to get some chocolate bars for her and the other girls. So Tammy leaves Bonnie's house super excited to go to the dépanneur alone. I don't know for you, Michael, but for me as a kid, it was always super fun to go to the dépanneur. I mean, it's full of candies and stuff and chocolate, you know. Plus, like, when you go there alone, you're on your own time and you can just explore the little store and check out all the candies. I don't know if any still have that, but when I was a kid, you could like there was like candy that you could just fill your bag with.
Oh.
And it was like I think it was like 25 cents for a bag, and it was pretty big. So that was pretty cool. Like you would go alone and get that. Yeah, and like I feel like 12 is really old enough to go to the dépanneur alone, because when I was a kid, I think I started going to the dépanneur, which was like almost across the street, like I don't know, 7. Like my parents were like, okay, let's cross the street alone. Okay, you can go to the dépanneur, get like whatever, like a bag of chip, and come back, and I would have to like come back with bag of chip and the change, but like, yeah, I didn't really feel unsafe doing that. And I felt pretty excited. Anyway, Tammy left Betty's house at around 8:45 p.m. By 9:20 p.m., she was not back yet, which made her mom pretty upset. It was a rainy night, and so according to Bonnie, it shouldn't take Tammy that long to get back from the dépanneur, as the dépanneur was probably not that busy on a rainy Thursday night. So Betty is getting pretty upset that her daughter is not back yet. Bonnie offers to walk to the dépanneur to get Tammy back while Betty stays with the 2 other girls home. When Bonnie gets to the dépanneur, Tammy is not there. But the owner of the dépanneur says that he saw Tammy and she didn't stay very long, just enough to grab what she needed, which was the milk and the chocolate bars, pay and go. So he said that she left around 9:05 p.m., so just like 15 minutes before Bonnie arrived. That is when Bonnie starts stressing out, because 15 minutes is enough time for Tammy to get back to her house. Most likely, she would have crossed the path with Tammy to get back, because like the dépanneur is on the same street, right. I think. So it's not like God knows where, you know? Mm-hmm. Or like it's around the corner. So she would have seen her. It's not like she has to walk 10 miles. Bonnie gets back home and she tries to find Tammy on the way home. And in front of the 2340 Ride Street. Okay, so the dépanneur was on a different street than
their street.
Their street. It was like probably around the block or whatever. So yeah, in front of the 2340 Ride Street, which is about 4 doors from Bonnie's place, Bonnie finds a paper bag by the curb in the gutter. In the paper bag, there was milk and a Mirage chocolate bar inside. And she also found a pair of steel framed glass, which I believe were like squished.
Interesting.
But I'm not sure they were squished. Exactly like Tammy's. Other sources says it was a man that found the items, but like most of the source, which by the way, I didn't have that many because it happened in the 80s and most of the stuff was in the newspaper. And I think I'm going to have to register to like a newspaper thing because I couldn't have access to that. So maybe I'll pay for a newspaper membership. That's where the Patreon would come in handy so you guys can help us for me to find more information. But we're not there yet still. Because we didn't have much time to really work on it. Because as we said, this is a little parenthesis, we both have full-time jobs. And I also take contracts as a graphic designer outside of work.
Yes.
Therefore, our time
is limited.
So, yeah, we don't have all the time in the world, but whatever. Okay, so I can imagine Bonnie's anxiety to see these articles and where the hell is Tammy. So she gets back in her house. She tells Betty what happened. And then they get back out to question like people on the street to see if they saw her. So they're trying to question people on the street. Nobody knows where she went. So they start knocking on doors to know if anybody
saw
anything or if she went there or whatever. At around 9:30 p.m., they knock at 2340 Ride where the bag was found, like right in front. Mm-hmm. And that's where Eve Renault lives. This lady suffers from diabetes and she has trouble moving around. I don't know if she's like an older lady, but that's how I feel from reading.
Oh, the articles and stuff?
Yeah, about her. So she has a chair propped under her window where she can watch the street, you know?
Right.
Which...
Free television.
Yeah. And do you know who that makes me think of? The lady who's watching on the neighborhood?
Who does it make you think of?
Madame Jacquette.
Oh, that lady.
Yeah. Because when we used to live in Saint-Henri, there was this madame, and she was in her jaquette, which is a nightgown in French, all the time on her little porch, and she was there all the time in the summer.
Are you going to put it on the Instagram?
No, I am not.
Why not?
Because...
It's funny.
No, it's not.
She's in Google Maps, by the way. That's how much time she spends outside. Then Google Maps caught her.
And I know one of our friend, my best friend, she knows who we're talking about because she lived there too. She know Madame Jacquette. Fun fact, Michael and I would just give names to people on the street, our neighbors. When we don't know their names, we just call them stuff.
Should we name some people?
Yeah, that used to be Madame Jacquette. Here we have Golem. We have Slippers.
Yeah.
We call someone Red. There's Bon Chien, Bon Chien.
Yeah.
There's a monsieur we call by his dog's name. We call him Shadow.
Oh, there's Rolo, mom and dad.
Yeah, that's a dog, Rolo.
Yeah. There's got to be more names. I know, back home in Ottawa, where my parents, before they split up, like the neighborhood I grew up in, there was a lady. We called her Plant Lady because she always had plants everywhere. Like the house was plants, and we just called her Plant Lady.
That's nice though, all the plants. Because
the front lawn was split between the neighboring house, So like one neighbor owned part of the lawn, and I remember we were playing like soccer or something, and the ball ended up on the lawn. I don't remember which side, but I went to go grab it, and she was already out there, like.
Oh, protecting her flowers?
Yeah, no, protecting the grass and
Oh.
yeah, like it was.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Oh, there's my friend at. I call him my friend. I don't know. I don't have a name for him, but at the pet store.
Oh yeah, at Pitou Minou.
Yeah. Who else? Oscar the Grouch at Sunrise Records. I don't know. I don't have a name for her. Who else? I feel like there's tons of names.
I feel like we had some in Saint-Henri too. I know there was which is not really funny because it's like a homeless guy. I don't know how homeless he is because I saw him get in and out of a house, but he was
that's
like,
not a name. That's just maybe it is a name, but
yeah. I call him that because that's the only sound that would like he was asking for money and like he was like
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
I forgot about him. Well, I know he has he has a girlfriend or something, or like they walk around Saint Henry.
Yeah, and that lady, she called me a salope one time.
Fun stuff.
Like a slut, I think is the word.
Well, she's not all there.
By the way, we're not making fun of these people.
Yeah, it's just these are our names that we're sharing with you.
Yeah, it's just they're there and we just see them. But that lady, she called me a name, so
She deserves it.
come on. Don't call me a name. I was just coming out of the metro and she's like, salope! And I'm like, okay. Like, I didn't do anything. And I was dressed pretty normal because if you know me, I'm pretty much of a prude when it comes to the way I dress. So, like, I'm pretty decent. Like, I'm not like, I don't know, my boobs are not out. So, I don't know where she got that from. So, whatever.
I know,
I didn't
like,
take it personal.
I know these days, like walking the dog, like we have random encounters with people, but we don't have names for them because we don't see them often. But there was one lady, I saw her twice. She's like visiting from Ontario apparently, and like I remember one time I walked the dog. This is like the summertime, and like Tigger's just like sniffing the grass or whatever in the soccer field near our place. And this lady is like comes out of nowhere. She's like, I've been looking for you, and like how the hell have you been looking for me? Like I was trying to find this dog, your dog, and like try to tell you that he's a nice dog, and like what the hell, lady?
What?
Yeah, remember this lady?
I didn't remember she was looking for you. Maybe she thought you were hot.
It's the same lady who's visiting from Ontario.
Anyway, let's go back to our hips.
Yeah. Enough with the cool characters. If you want to hear more dog stories, I guess we can tell you more.
Tell you more because we have a bunch. Because we have a crazy dog. He's nice. We love him. Okay, so let's get back to this episode because you must be wondering what the hell's going on.
Yes.
Because I am. Okay, so let's go back to Eve Renault's living room, okay? So usually she watches the street from the window, but not that night. Of course, it's always not that night. She was on the couch watching TV, which is like a good 5 feet from the window. So she couldn't really see outside. So Betty and Bonnie question her. She says, Madame Eve Renault, she says that she saw a man in a beige trench coat get out of a small red car and force a young girl in it while she was screaming. Like he was like holding her arm. Now, I don't know what I would have done in her place. Because, like, does your mind necessarily goes to, like, oh, this guy is a creepo trying to get her in the car? Or is it just, like, a dad who's tired because the girl doesn't want to leave the house?
Could be.
So, maybe she didn't really know. And after she has, like, a testimony saying that, like, she couldn't see much and she didn't really know what was going on. Anyway. So Betty and Bonnie leave and they go back to Betty's place, and that's when they call the police. Before 10 p.m., cop car gets there. The cops file a report with all the information of Tammy's whereabouts, what she was wearing, and then there's an alert sent for a missing girl with her description of her clothing and where she was last seen. Which the last witness was the owner of the dépanneur. Now, let's travel in the city of Montreal. At around 10:45 p.m., Ewing Tate.
What?
Ewing is the name. Is his first name. Ewing.
Wing? Oh, that's his name.
Ewing.
Ewing?
Ewing
Okay.
Tate. That's his last name. Not really important. A 73-year-old man who lived on Lakeshore Road in Baie d'Urfé. He's retired. So he's driving in his car, and he's driving along Lindsay Street in Dorval's Industrial Park.
Oh, so it's way. Oh, so it's
Yeah.
over here near the airport.
Yeah, he's on the West Island. This guy.
Because I remember seeing Lakeshore, like the
Yeah.
street.
Lakeshore Boulevard is like Boulevard La Salle here,
Right.
but on
Over
in the
there.
West Island by the river, it's called
Oh,
Lakeshore, which
smart.
kind of makes sense.
But it's not a lake though.
Yeah, in Pointe Claire, it's a lake. There's like a bay that's like a lake,
Oh, okay.
and then it's the river.
Right.
Yeah, Pointe Claire or Dorval. Anyway, somewhere in the West Island, there's like the lake. Anywho, because it's like a bay. If you look on the map, you see it's a bay.
Right.
Could be in Baie d'Urfé. So this guy's driving, and he noticed something colorful by the side of the road. He parks his car, gets out of the car, and at first he thought he was seeing like a bunch of rags, but it was actually clothes, blue jeans, a jean jacket. In the jean jacket, there was a Mirage chocolate bar in the pocket.
Whoa.
Yeah. There's pink underwear, white stockings, and only one blue shoe. The clothes were ripped, and then, obviously, the body of a girl laying on her stomach with her arms outstretched.
They were stretched?
Outstretched. Like extended, I guess.
Oh, like she was laying down on her stomach like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. We're doing like a Jesus pose right now.
Right.
That's what we're thinking. Because I didn't see a photo of that. She seems unconscious. Her body is still warm, but she has no pulse.
Oh.
Yeah. So Ewing Tate calls the police. At 10:50, the ambulance arrives, and the girl is transported to Lachine General Hospital, which is not super far from Dorval, and it's pretty much the closest hospital from there. Upon arrival, she is pronounced dead by the doctor on duty in the emergency. So the case is transferred to the homicide section. The investigators on the case are Montreal police officers, Sergeant Detective Maurice Chartrand and Roland Ouimet. And they try to match the description of the missing girl, Tammy, who's the missing girl, to the body was found. And they think it's a match. So Betty, the mom, is not notified at 2 a.m. on March 13th.
So the next day,
Yes.
but in the morning.
Yeah. So it's still the same night, technically.
Yeah, but different day.
Yes. Yeah, so the police also contact Gordon Leakey, who's Tammy's dad, the divorced parent, who now lived in Toronto, like I said, to tell him that his daughter had been murdered, most likely. So Betty returns home in Verdun. She leaves Donna with Bonnie. I guess it's like she needs to be alone, or she can't deal with her daughter, or I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. At 9 a.m., Bonnie tells the reporter what happened, and she wonders how to tell Tammy's sister, because Donna, the sister, is wondering where her sister is, because on March 12th, when she disappeared, Betty and Bonnie, they told her that her sister disappeared, that she went missing, but didn't tell her she died yet. And Bonnie is the one who has to break the news to her, which is a very hard task to give your friend, honestly, I would say. Like, no shame to the mom. She must be in all her... Like, you just lost a child. I don't know what kind of mental state you are. So I don't want to blame her for asking her friend to do that, but it's pretty difficult task, in my opinion. So at 10:30 a.m. on March 13, an autopsy was performed by Teresa Sourour and André Lauzon with his assistants, and it reveals that Tammy was stabbed once. She died from strangulation.
Okay.
With either a rope or like an electrical wire. Trigger warning. There's no signs of rape. Well, there's no signs of vaginal rape.
Okay.
But there was sperm found on her clothes. So, some sort of sexual stuff had to happen.
On her clothes?
On her clothes.
Maybe he killed her and then...
jerked off to it. Yeah, maybe. Which is extra weird. Gross and weird. Yeah. Could be. Or like she was still alive and he was, I don't know. We don't know. Yeah, so these samples were sent to crime lab for analysis, but it seems that we don't know if there was any results from that. On March 16 at 10 a.m., Tammy's funeral are held at the Saint Gabriel Roman Catholic Church. More than 200 people attend, including her classmates from Verdun High School. At 12:30 p.m. on March 16. Yeah, so that's pretty sad, and a lot of people were there for her funeral. Mm-hmm. At some point, Eve Renault, the lady...
The window watcher lady?
Yeah, the neighborhood lady.
Window lady?
She calls the Gazette, the newspaper, the Montreal English newspaper, to complain about strangers calling her and threatening her because she didn't call the police, and neighbors are blaming her because of that. They're blaming her for the kidnapping. She says that she barely saw anything, as I was saying earlier. She didn't know if it was actually something. She just saw...
Yeah, she saw something, but wasn't sure, like, maybe she was fighting with dad or something.
Yeah, I get it. She didn't know. So, maybe you didn't call the police anyway. I mean, maybe if you think it's fishy, you should call the police, but sometimes maybe you're overstepping and it's just a dad with his own kid and he's just had, like she's been throwing tantrum all day and you're just fed up, I don't know. So, I don't think it's okay to threaten someone for not acting on something that happened, but at the same time, a lot of people don't do anything when they see something.
Right.
Like, they just pass their way because people are like, oh, that doesn't concern me, or nah. So, I've heard so many stories that, a woman was being attacked and raped, and, the neighborhood heard her scream and stuff, and nobody called the police, or, stuff like that. It's kind of crazy to me, but, yeah. Okay, so let's go back to March 13. So, Robert Côté, the police station director, says that he has 24 men working hand in hand with the homicide department to find Tammy's killer, and they will follow every lead they have. He said they will follow them all. He also said something that's kind of weird, that they will go slow to find it.
That is... Why would you say slow?
Yeah, I don't know why
maybe
he
they're
said
trying
that.
to... maybe not slow, but I guess, analyze things a little bit better.
Yeah, but, slow, you have the population there, really worried what happened to the 12-year-old girl. How did that happen? Is the killer still on the loose? Well, most likely, because they didn't catch anyone. But, don't say you're going to take it slow.
Right.
That's not a nice hot bath that you're getting in. Anyway, later he said that the police said they're getting closer to finding the killer. They were held by 2 witnesses describing the man driving a red car, a hatchback with a rear windshield wiper, but they say they're close. And also that the car is confirmed by a young girl who approached the homicide squad to let them know that on March 10, 1981, so 2 days before Tammy's abduction / murdering, killing.
Yeah, homicide.
Yeah, 2 days before, early in the evening, she was walking along a secluded Pointe Saint Charles street when a man approached her and tried to pick her up. She told him to leave her alone, but he grabbed her arm and attempted to force her in the car, which was a red compact car. She managed to pull free and she ran away, but back then she didn't call the police when it happened. Maybe because she didn't think too much of it, or maybe she didn't think they would take her seriously or whatever. I think I would have called, but
knowing you would have called.
Yeah, most likely. But I'm the one who always act up when something happens. Like I'm always the one who will jump and go in the. But not everybody has my character. I'm that kind of person. Like one time, I don't know if I told you that, but most likely, I was living in Hochelaga and I was on the bus, like, I don't know, an evening. I was going back home, and there was like this big tall armoire à glace, like a big tall, like build, not
dude.
build, but like
Fat,
chunkier dude. He looked like he was like 300 pounds and like pretty. I think he was probably like 6 foot tall, pretty big. And I was like sitting in the front-ish middle of the bus, and there was this dude was like in the back, and there was a lady in the back, and he started harassing her, like calling her names, insulting her, like he wouldn't stop. Honestly, I don't remember what he was saying to her, but I remember it was pretty bad and pretty degrading. So at some point I got enough. So I got up and I was like, "This is your stop. You're getting out right now." And this guy was sitting, but he got up in front of me and I was like, "Oh shitsicles. I didn't think you were that big. Oh God, what am I doing?" Okay. So he stood up in front of me, and here's me 5'5", like looking at this guy, and I'm like, "This is your stop. You're getting out right now." And he's like, "You're not gonna tell me what to do." I don't remember that. That happened like 15 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. I don't know. It was a while ago. And I gave him a ton of shit. And we got at the stop, and I was like, "You're getting out right now." And he was like, "No, that's not my stop." So he stayed there, and we argued for a while. And the next stop rolls in, and I'm like, off. "This is your stop. You're getting out right now." And it was his stop, and I think it was also my stop. And I was like, "I'm not going to get out right now. I'm going to wait."
Right.
And then I got, like, he left, and then everybody was silent in the...
No one clapped?
Nope. Nobody clapped. Everybody was just awkward. And I was like, well, whatever. And I don't even think that the girl, the lady he was harassing, like, thanked me. I think she was just, like, fucking frightened.
Right.
And then I got out, like, maybe 2 stops later because I didn't want to encounter him. Because my house was pretty close to the bus stop.
Right.
So, yeah.
You didn't want him to...
follow me, right. And God knows what, but yeah.
I got a story. Okay, when I was out in...
Did I ever tell you that?
Yeah, you told me this story.
Oh, okay.
But when I was out in Vancouver, I don't know where I was going. I'm going to say NCIX, which is a computer store.
Ah, thank you.
Which is no longer around. They went bankrupt. I don't know where I was going, but I was on Broadway Street, or Commercial Broadway. I think it was Broadway. And okay, so it's a very busy street in Vancouver. So I was on the bus,
yeah,
heading to my spot or where I was going, and I was sitting in the back. You know how in the back of buses they have like the 3-seaters?
Yeah.
Where you're kind of facing the last
the front
door.
Of the...
Yeah, in front of the last door.
Okay.
So I was like chilling on the left side, and this girl sat beside me, and I mean there was tons of people on the bus from what I remember, but there was a guy across from me, this big fat dude, but he turned around and like was like blowing her kisses, telling her that she can sit beside him, and like she didn't like that, and like she screamed really loud at this dude. She got off at the same stop I did, but I was gonna go confront her to see if she was okay, but I didn't because I had like second thoughts, like, oh, maybe I'm working with this guy, or like maybe I'm another creep. But I just let her be. But from what I remember, she like took off somewhere.
So you didn't jump in while the thing happened in the bus?
No, because there was tons of other people. So she definitely yelled to get everyone's attention. But I was already watching all this shit unfold in front of me. But yeah, I didn't want to like. She already seemed aggravated.
Of course.
So I didn't want to like step in. Yeah, like I just wanted to find out if she was okay or whatever. Like, but at the same time, like maybe I'm another psychopath and I want to go find out where she lives. I just wanted to make sure that she was okay, but I'm sure she was because she took off from what I remembered. And this was late at night. No, it wasn't late at night. It was probably like rush hour.
Well, see what I'm saying? Not everybody will jump in to help someone.
Yeah, so you got one where you jump in, and then I have one where no one jumps in.
Yeah. So, yeah, to go back to that lady who was approached by the guy, well, she didn't call the cops, and I don't know what to say about that. So after that, on March 17, the Sun Youth Organization launches a program to make children more aware of the dangers of talking to strangers. Now, I didn't grow up in the 80s.
Is this like kind of like be careful of the white van kind of thing?
Yeah, like...
And people asking you to come in for candy?
Yeah.
I guess... Yeah,
like
okay.
stranger danger.
Right.
I remember there was a lot of prevention in the 90s to be careful in the strangers.
Yeah. I know my parents sat my brother and I down, and like we had like they just taught us whatever, and we had like certain phrases that we would say, or you know what I mean? Like just as like a precaution kind of thing. Yeah.
I don't remember my parents sitting me down, but I'm pretty sure they did because I was pretty cautious. I'm pretty sure they told me not to speak to strangers, even though I don't remember the conversation, but I'm sure they did it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember in the 90s, but there was the Sois alerte, sois sûr. It was two bunnies, and they were like doing a lot of prevention. Like it was in French and English in Canada.
So it's from the government of Canada?
I guess it was by them, but it was like, if you see that kind of situation, be careful. Like the white van. Like if you see someone in a white van offering you candies, don't go in the van. Like stuff like that, or like your friend wants to go alone, and you're like, no, let's keep on going together or whatever to stay safe. Yeah, so that was like really told to kids in the 90s. I would say it started more in the 80s, like later, because like before that it was more like free. Kids were just like in the street, and there was
they
like
had nothing to worry about.
Yeah, kind of. But then like there was a lot of kidnapping around the area around the same time Tammy's abduction. Like,
oh snap!
Not necessarily in Pointe-Saint-Charles, but like 5 years before Tammy's murder, there was Sharon Pryor. I don't know if you heard about this story. She was also murdered at that time, and the murder was not found at that time. I won't say anything, because if you don't know Sharon Pryor's case, I don't want to...
Oh, you like?
I don't want to
spoil
it.
Oh, this is like another episode?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but Crime de Bin, which is a French true crime podcast, really, really good. They did a really good episode on it. So I don't know if I want to cover that. Like, I already know it, and I know...
Well, yeah, but I don't know it.
Okay. Well,
and
I think Dark Putin has an episode on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, but like it was in the same neighborhood, and there was something about her being Anglophone that they didn't like
I want to hear this story.
search enough or whatever.
You want to tell it?
Okay.
Not now, but like some other time.
Yeah, maybe I could. I don't
Okay.
know. I'll think about it. Okay, guys, you decide. Should I do it or not?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, there was Sharon Pryor, and like in 1981 there was 65 or something homicides in Montreal, and out of that number 51 cases were not solved. So like there was killers on the loose. So unfortunately we still don't know what happened
Oh, they haven't found the
to
guy?
Tammy Leakey. We don't know. We still don't know, and that was
40 some odd years ago?
yeah in March 12th. Yeah, it just been 44 years.
I mean,
That-
how are they going to find... It's been so long.
Well, I don't want to spoil it, but maybe I will. But Sharon Pryor's case was solved 35 years later or 40 years later. It was just solved. They found who it was.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes
It takes time?
it takes time, but they figure it out. And like, there was like some, I don't know if it's the same killer maybe than Sharon Pryor. Maybe it is. Because I believe he was a serial killer, but I'm not sure. Like, I don't have the story facts like on the top of my head right now, and I don't want to say anything wrong. But I know there was some serial killers around the same time, and there was like William Fife was a serial killer who was active from 1979 to 1999. Could it be him? I don't know. If you want me to do a story on him, I can do, or Michael can do.
Okay.
Whatever, but yeah. So, like, is it him? We don't have any proof. Like at this point, it's someone knows something and they're not speaking because there's no more leads. There's like evidence laying somewhere, and the police is like waiting for someone to speak or something.
Right.
So if you know something, please call the police, Montreal police, okay? And tell them what you know. You can do it anonymously at Crime Stoppers, like I always say.
But if you call the police, isn't it already anonymous? Like you can be anonymous?
If you call the 514-393-1133, that's a confidential and anonymous line.
Right.
Yeah, it's not necessarily anonymous if you call the police. Like if you call 911, that's not anonymous and confidential
Right.
because they can track your number, I think.
But what's wrong with that?
Well, if you know something and maybe you're more involved than you...
Oh, you don't want to be too involved?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you know something or you're protecting someone or whatever, please open your mouth, okay? Crime Stoppers, CanadianCrimeStoppers.org or 514-393-1133. Anonymous and confidential. If you know, please do. So that's it for today for Tammy Leakey's story, which is really frustrating. Really frustrating. Because, like, what if Bonnie had milk? What if we didn't care that we have milk or not in our coffee, you know?
One thing that you were saying, like, around their neighborhood, there was a lot of serial killers and people going missing. Mm-hmm. Like, wouldn't the mom know that? Like, why didn't she just have someone accompany Tammy?
Well, I think, and it comes back to what I was saying, like, there was more and more, like, abductions of kids and younger people. More and more. But, like, the people were not necessarily, like, fully aware of it. And that after a while, like, maybe second part of the 80s, that's when, like, crime prevention and stranger danger and those, the
All
parents
those things.
were really talking to their kids
Right,
to be
right,
careful.
right. Okay,
so
okay.
maybe, like, in 1981, it was still like, it's okay, whatever, you know?
Right. It wasn't on the parents' mind.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I kind of want to know, like, was it like TV ads, like, oh, talk to your kids about, you know what I mean?
I think so. I know for her, there was like civilians and parents like trying to organize with the police. Like, we need more lights in the street. We need more lights in the parks. Like, kids have to be safe and stuff like that. Like, they wanted to introduce like a curfew for kids under 16 at 10 p.m. at night.
You know, like we have a skate park near our place, and like at a certain time, the lights go out. Like, that's a good place to do it. I think those type of lights should be on
all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, then I guess these killers have very little places to go to.
Exactly. I'm guessing if you're a serial killer.
Oh yeah, by the way, they turn off the lights in the wintertime, but I think the lights should be on regardless.
Oh, in the summer it's open.
Yeah, in the summer it's open till 11. But in the wintertime it's like, it's off.
Yeah, because the parks are supposed to be closed at 11, so that's why they close the lights. But at the same time, if someone wants to do something shady, that's the best way to go.
And that park is pretty big. Like, there's a soccer park that I was mentioning earlier that Tigger likes to roll around in. Like, those lights are off too at a certain time. But I mean, they can have those lights on, but like very little light, so it doesn't bother the
neighborhood.
Yeah. Just something that you can see, and because that place, like we go through there with the dog. But I mean, he's a pit bull, and people
are scared of him. So I don't think anybody's gonna attack us with him.
But we've gone through the park in the dark, and there was one time I just finished going through that park, and like, I don't know, Tigger was just sniffing on the side of the school, and then like this other dog comes out of nowhere, and I got frightened. So yeah, imagine if it was a person instead of a dog.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, so what's really frustrating to me in that story is we don't know what happened to her. And also, one other thing is that this guy kidnapped her around like 9 p.m. and at 10:30 p.m. on the same night, the guy found her. So like, that's like an hour and a half to like first get from Pointe Saint-Charles to Dorval. That's a good like 25-30 minutes drive to get there. And like, what happened to her? Did he kill her in the car? Did he kill her on the street? Did he kill her right there in the industrial park in Dorval? Because of course, if it's an industrial park, there's not much circulation at 10 p.m. at night, or 9:30 or whatever exactly what time he got there. And I say he because there was sperm on the clothes, so that's a good indication. But they probably have that sample somewhere also laying around.
Oh, in the police department?
Yeah, waiting to get a match. Do they have enough to find, like, you know, like, where's that car? Whose car is it? Like, this car is probably long gone, or like it's been cleaned or whatever. We don't have any evidence. It's not like it happened in someone's house where you have a lot of evidence. This girl was taken from Pointe Saint-Charles, drove 30 minutes away.
Do they know the car?
It's a red compact car. They don't know which one. Like in 1981, what were the compact cars that were available in red that had a windshield wiper in the back? Like, that's a lot of information to like, they have so little leads, I think. And yeah, and also since it's been a long time, like, I don't find all the information. So was there stuff that was released to the public? Was it not released to the public? But still, it's a cold case right now. But it's really frustrating. Like, what happened? What happened is what I was trying to say earlier before you cut me. But what happened? She was taken from one neighborhood, drove in like 30 minutes away. And like, what happened? Was she killed in the car, like I was saying? Was she killed on the street? What happened to her? What did he do? Mm-hmm. She was just taken from And how did he get her in the car? Like, what exactly happened? All these things is, yeah, it's just heartbreaking. And especially that, like, the mom was, like, 4 doors down.
Right.
And that's where she was taken away. Like, that's insane. And at 12 years old, you're not supposed to disappear like that. You're not supposed to go away. You're supposed to do way more in life.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty sad. So that was it. That was the episode on Tammy Leakey.
Sad.
Very sad. So thank you everyone for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. So if it's not done already, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. You can come and talk to us, comment on our posts. Don't forget to leave us a review or
A follow.
give us a follow, subscribe to wherever you're listening. Give us a review. That would really help us. Talk to your friends, your family, your coworkers about us. Tell them we're so amazing that they should listen to us. So yeah, let us know if you want, DM us or leave us a comment saying how you like the story, if you have anything to add. If anybody has any information out there, please, as I said, contact the police.
I think that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to add.
Okay.
But the next episode will be me. And I already know...
The subject?
Yeah, the person.
Ooh.
And yeah.
I can't wait.
Okay.
Okay, so talk to you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good week.